So we're continuing our study in Revelation 19 through 20 today. We've completed Revelation 19 with 6 videos, and today is the reading for Revelation 20, the Rooted Word Common English Edition. And I stare at, to discern, an angelic messenger from out of the sky, holding the key that closes the place of immeasurable depth, and a great restraint in the grasping palm of his hand. And he uses vigor on an amazing-looking serpent, the ancient snake, who is being a devil who throws through, and the Satan, the accuser, the one causing the whole inhabited place to wander astray. And he binds him 1,000 years. He throws him into the place of immeasurable depth, and he closes and he stamps as with a signet upon the top of it, in order that he may not be causing the ethnicities to wander astray any more until the 1,000 years is ended. And in the midst of them it is binding that he is loosed a little occasion. And I stare at to discern thrones, and they sit accordingly upon them, and a distinguishing through decision is given to them. And I discern the souls of those having been chopped to mold with an axe through the witness given of Jesus and through the word of God, and any of whom do not crouch as a dog to lick the hand of the little hunted game animal as the master, not even his icon, and do not take the engraved tattoo upon the midst of their face and upon the grasping palm of their hand. And they live and reign in the midst of the Christ the 1,000 years. And the remaining ones from among the dead ones do not live until the 1,000 years is ended. It is the first and foremost standing up to resurrection. Supremely blessed and terrifyingly clean is the one holding an allotment in the first and foremost standing up to resurrection. Upon them the second death is not holding exousia from out of existence. But they will themselves be sacred ones of God and of the Christ, and they will rule in the midst of him 1,000 years. And whenever it is ended amidst the 1,000 years, the Satan, the accuser, will be loosed from out of the guarding of him. And he will himself come out to cause the ethnicities to wander astray, those in the 4 angles that aggregate on the earth, the Gog and the Magog, to lead them together into the war, of whom the number of them is as the sand of the sea. And they step up upon the flat place of the ground, and they cycle the throwing in alongside of the terrifyingly clean ones and the walled town, the one having been loved. And a fire from out of the sky steps down accordingly from off of God, and in synchronicity eats them. And the devil who throws through, the one causing them to wander astray, is thrown into the restrictive lake of the fire and godlike sulfur, at which place also the little hunted game animal and the false prophet will be stomped upon in torture to compel them to tell the truth day and night into the ages of the ages. And I stare at to discern a great white throne, and the one sitting accordingly upon it, from whom the earth and the sky each runs away from off of the visage, and a location will not be found for them. And I stare at to discern the dead ones, the great and the small, having stood in the gaze of the throne. Both scrolls of books are opened up, and another scroll of a book is opened up, which is being from the life. And the dead ones are distinguished through decision from out of the things written in the scrolls of books according to their actions. And the sea gives the dead ones in it, and the death and Hades give the dead ones in them. And everyone is distinguished through decision in synchronicity for their actions. And the death and the Hades are thrown into the restrictive lake of the fire. This in particular, the second death, is existing as the restrictive lake of the fire. And if someone, having been written, is not found in the scroll of the book from the life, he will be thrown into the restrictive lake of the fire.